Stop buying semi-auto air rifles just because they look tactical on the shelf. Most guys walk into a gun store, see a sleek chassis, a fat carbon fiber bottle, and a Picatinny rail running the length of the receiver. And they pull the trigger on a purchase before they ever pull the trigger on the gun. And then they get to the field, and the regulator creep kicks in on shot number 3. The bolt cycles like it is dragging through wet concrete. The groups open up past 50 yards into something that would embarrass a hardware store BB gun. Here's the deal. In 2026, the semi-auto PCP market has finally grown up. The engineering is real. The ballistics are serious. These are not toys. These are not backyard plinkers dressed up in tactical clothes. But not all of them deserve to be in your hands. 5 platforms made it through my field test this year with their reputations intact. 5 platforms that can cycle reliably, hold a consistent muzzle velocity, and put a follow-up shot on a moving coyote before it clears the brush line. The rest did not make the cut. Let's get into it. Look, when the MP30 dropped, a lot of guys in the community wrote it off. Too short, too weird. Looks like a submachine gun cosplaying as a hunting rifle. Those guys are wrong. Evanix did something no manufacturer had the guts to attempt before they buried the air reservoir completely inside the angled vertical foregrip. No bottle hanging under the barrel like a steel anchor. No front-heavy swing that turns standing shots into an arm workout. The compressed air mass now sits directly between your 2 hands, centered and balanced. The gun points like an extension of your own body, not a piece of plumbing you are trying to aim. The system runs at 300 BR maximum fill pressure with an externally adjustable regulator sweeping from 120 all the way to 250 BAR. That range gives you 2 completely different guns in one chassis. Dial it low for quiet pest sessions inside a barn. Crank it to the ceiling for a coyote working the field edge at last light. Cycling happens through a high-speed blowback mechanism driven by an AR-style charging handle. Magazine capacity runs 21 rounds in 22 cal, 18 in 25 cal, and 15 in 30 cal. The 14-inch Picatinny rail on top handles any optic you want to throw at it. Thermal, red dot, variable magnification, it all fits. A secondary 6-inch rail underneath accepts a tactical light for night hunting hogs or coyotes now. The barrel is 11.2 inches long. At that length, muzzle velocity caps at 850 feet per second in 22 cal and 650 feet per second in 30 cal. Inside 50 yards, this platform is absolutely brutal, heavy slug, massive knockdown, clean dispatch. Push it past that envelope and the short barrel physics will remind you loudly that there are limits. Dense brush, barn clearing, close-range predator control, the MP30 owns those scenarios completely. Open pasture at 100 yards, look at the next 4 entries on this list, but wait until you see the absolute slug-slinging monster sitting at number 1, stepping up the power and stepping into a completely different philosophy of what a semi-auto hunting rifle should actually be. Most manufacturers in this space are chasing raw energy numbers. More foot-pounds, more PSI, more cubic centimeters of air, bigger, louder, harder. Skout looked at that arms race and walked the other direction entirely. The Semi was introduced at SHOT Show 2026 and built around a single obsession, not power, but consistency. Shot-to-shot consistency at the level competitive bench rest shooters spend years and thousands of dollars trying to buy. Skout engineered it directly into the platform from the factory floor. Here is the mechanism. A 300cc bottle pressurized to 300 BR feeds a multi-pressure dual-gauge regulator system. One gauge monitors raw bottle pressure. A second gauge independently monitors regulated plenum pressure. Every single trigger pull receives an identical volume of air delivered to the valve. The result is a factory-guaranteed 50-shot string at exactly 900 feet per second using an 18.1 grain 22 caliber pellet with standard deviation numbers that belong on a target rifle. 900 feet per second was chosen deliberately. It keeps the Diablo pellet below the transonic barrier, the danger zone around 1125 feet per second, where shockwave collapse destroys accuracy without warning. By locking velocity at 900, the Semi maintains a flat, stable trajectory well past 100 yards. The 15.5-inch barrel with a 1 in 15.75 twist was engineered specifically around that velocity window. The trigger snaps like a dry twig breaking underfoot, clean, sharp, no creep. At speed, the gun fires with a sound like a muffled nail gun in a padded room, quick and mechanical. The chassis integrates a 20 MOA forward cant directly into the Picatinny optics rail, preserving your scope's internal adjustment range at distance and keeping your glass optically sharp at 100 yards. Muzzle is threaded half by 20 UNF for the Skout Whisper moderator straight out of the box. The deal breaker, it ships in 22 caliber only. If your application demands 30 cal energy on medium game past 75 yards, this platform cannot give it to you. For precision pest control and small game hunting demanding surgical repeatability, nothing on this list touches it. Now we get into the serious hunting rigs. Stop and think about this number for a second. 1,000 rounds per minute. That is the certified cyclic rate of the Hatsan Blitz 77 in full auto mode. Not a forum rumor, not a marketing claim. 1,000 rounds per minute through a 26-inch quiet energy barrel, fed by a 700 cubic centimeter carbon fiber tank at 300 BAR. Hatsan dropped this platform at SHOT Show 2026 with one mission: more of everything. 700cc bottle, 26-inch barrel, digital manometer, folding telescoping stock. The gas-operated blowback system requires zero battery power to function. Expanding gas from each fired round strips the bolt rearward, rotates the swing-load magazine, and chambers the next round before your finger completes a single heartbeat. Semi-auto gives you follow-up shots as fast as your trigger finger can move. Flip to full auto, and the magazine empties before most hunters even process what happened. The numbers are serious. 22 cal hits 1,120 feet per second at 41 foot-pounds. 25 cal runs 1,020 feet per second at 45 foot-pounds. 30 cal drives a heavy slug to 760 feet per second, producing 59 foot-pounds, enough to put coyote and feral hog on the ground inside 60 yards with authority. One fill of 300 BR delivers over 150 shots. That is 8 full magazine dumps before you touch a compressor now. The Blitz 777 runs unregulated. That is the deal breaker. While every other platform in this top 5 delivers identical air pressure to the valve on every shot, the Blitz 777 pulls directly from the main bottle. As pressure drops across that 150-shot string, muzzle velocity drops with it. Inside 60 yards, that variance is manageable. At 100 yards, it will string your shots vertically and cost you the hit. The platform sitting at rank 2 will outshoot it at distance every single time. But for barn clearings, close-range hog control, or any scenario where volume of fire wins the engagement, nothing on this list puts more rounds on target faster than the Blitz 777. Entering the elite tier, the Huben K1 has been the benchmark in semi-auto PCP engineering for years. Then Wolfeek Group pulled the synthetic stock off the receiver and replaced it with a purpose-built carbon fiber chassis designed from scratch. That single modification deleted 600 grams from the total package. The K1 Light now sits at 2.7 kilograms, 5.95 pounds bare. A semi-auto bullpup running a 560 millimeter barrel and delivering 74 foot-pounds. That power-to-weight ratio does not exist anywhere else on this market. The hammerless valve system is the mechanical soul of this platform, and it deserves a proper explanation. Traditional PCP designs use a physical hammer striking a valve pin to release air. That hammer has mass. That mass takes time to travel. That travel introduces lock time and a vibration signature into the barrel during ignition. The K1 eliminates the hammer entirely. When you pull the trigger, a precision pneumatic sear uses air pressure differential itself to open the main valve. No moving metal mass, no hammer strike, no vibration. Lock time drops to single-digit milliseconds. Velocity standard deviation holds below 9.8 feet per second across the entire shot string. The 300cc titanium alloy bottle fills to 5,000 psi highest operating pressure on this entire list. An external power wheel sweeps output from 6 foot-pounds all the way to 74 foot-pounds without cracking the action open. The trigger breaks like a glass rod snapping under lateral pressure, zero warning, then nothing. At speed, it fires like a pneumatic staple gun, working inside a sound booth, tight and compressed. The integrated shroud pulling the report down to genuinely manageable levels at mid-power. The deal breaker, fixed rotary magazine. 19 rounds and 22 cal loaded directly into the drum while it sits in the gun. In a fast reload scenario under pressure, you are hand-feeding individual pellets into a fixed drum instead of dropping a fresh magazine. The platform at rank 1 solved this problem completely. But for a methodical solo hunter, this is a minor inconvenience attached to a genuinely extraordinary machine. Let us talk about what this list has given you. The MP30 rewrote chassis geometry and put brutal knockdown power into the most balanced carbine this category has ever seen. The Skout Semi set a new consistency standard through a dual-gauge regulator system that eliminated velocity deviation as a variable. The AEA SF Sniper delivered a mechanical failsafe that no temperature drop or pressure failure can defeat. The Huben K1 Light from Wolfeek achieved the highest power-to-weight ratio on this list through a hammerless system that eliminated lock time and barrel vibration simultaneously. Every single one of those platforms does something exceptional. None of them does everything. The Sidewinder does everything. 580 cubic centimeters of carbon fiber air reserve. That is the largest bottle on this entire list. 100 cc more than the K1 Light, 280 cc more than the Skout Semi. One fill at 300 BR delivers up to 265 shots and 25 cal at moderate power settings. The externally adjustable regulator paired with a velocity control wheel allows the shooter to dial in barrel harmonic resonance to match the exact weight of whatever slug is running that day. The 23-inch TJ hammer-forged American barrel, cold-forged steel with grain density that import barrels simply cannot match stabilizes heavy 30 cal slugs through their entire flight envelope. 30 caliber output reaches 125 foot-pounds at the muzzle. That is 70% harder than the K1 Light at its absolute ceiling. Nearly 3 times the energy output of the Skout Semi. A selector switch at the rear of the receiver transitions between semi-automatic and full automatic fire without tools and without interruption, a capability that puts the Sidewinder in a category the AEA SF Sniper's bolt-action fallback cannot answer, and the K1 Light's fixed magazine cannot support. Detachable magazines hold 15 rounds in 22 and 25 cal, 12 rounds in 30 cal. Empty magazine drops free. Fresh magazine drives home. Back in the fight inside 3 seconds. No fixed drum. No hand loading under field pressure. The logistics of a serious hunting operation favor this system absolutely over every other platform on this list. The Sidewinder fires like a compressed air nail gun, driving framing spikes authoritative, tight, a controlled forward push through the grip that carries the mechanical confidence of exactly what this platform is capable of delivering. This is the gun every other manufacturer on this list was unknowingly building toward. You now know what separates the serious shooters from the guys still reading marketing catalogs. 5 platforms, 5 completely different answers to the same question. What does the perfect semi-auto PCP hunting rifle look like in 2026? The MP30 changed the geometry. The Skout Semi changed the consistency standard. The AEA SF Sniper changed what reliability means when the temperature drops and the pressure fails. The Huben K1 Light changed what a 2.7 kilogram hunting rifle is capable of delivering downrange. And the Sidewinder changed the conversation entirely. This market is not what it was 5 years ago. These are not toys. These are not rimfire substitutes. These are purpose-built hunting tools with the engineering credentials to back up every claim on the spec sheet, and in some cases to exceed them. Do the work, get the gear, own the range.